Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and welcome to my comprehensive coverage of the Superflower Blood Moon Scorpio Total Lunar Eclipse Saturday. All right, so buckle up and shields up because it's going to get crazier. And here we are continuing to watch potential for a hurricane forming around the 21st of May in the CAG area, and then heading into the Gulf of Mexico around the 24th, possibly making landfall as soon as the 25th, 26th, 27th. Here is like the 8th of 9 GFS runs in a row showing hurricane landfall in the United States of America. And this would be a record because it would be the first time in modern record that the USA would be hit by a hurricane in May. All right. And remember, don't get too down about things. Just be ready, be prepared. That hurricane could vanish. But June hopefully will be better. Hey, look, there are 6 sunspots on the sun right now. Holy solar flux at 150. All right, let's get back to my hurricane obsession and watch on here the basic GFS for storms. And look at you got pretty nasty storms that will precede the hurricane if we get it. I mean, there's a chance it could vanish. There's a chance it could get pushed to the east by God, Prayer Warriors, or the Atmospheric Defense Team. But we do know that May is going to be a May Day month of lots and lots of severe weather. And so we are watching for the storm that comes, because it looks like there's going to be a big, nasty storm starting around there, the 23rd, and then the hurricane would be soon after, if it were to happen. It's in the future, still about 10 days away. So nobody knows, man, and nobody knows at this point where it would go if it did form in the Gulf and head to the lower 48. And in bad news, some models are suggesting, long-term models, that this could be one of the worst hurricane seasons in a decade. Eric Webb taking a closer look, and notice how the average for this is going to be scary face. So it looks like, depending on all the factors, the factors that are leading up to it, that it looks like we could have a very active hurricane season with a lot coming out of the CAG. All right, now let's talk about the more direct, sooner stuff that will happen over the next few days. You've got an increased threat of showers and thunderstorms across the East Coast as we've got a retrograding low system over here. It was like a storm that went this way and then it came back around, and now it's, I guess, drifting up. So watch out for rain. And then tomorrow, Sunday's severe weather danger zone went from a peen to a pear. And I would guess they put some orange and possibly some red in here before we get to tomorrow. And then Monday, the severe weather madness continues for the Northeast and parts of Canada as our danger zone moves to the east. But wait, there's more. Tuesday, we are looking for another severe weather area in the smack dab middle of the US of A. So yeah, buckle up. It's going to be a wild week. And now we will get into more of the bad newsy news. Scorpio is associated with death and transformation, and under the energy that we got now, we had a very bloody night in Milwaukee after a basketball game. That's so weird. Investigators still on the scene 7 hours after a mass shooting near Water and Juneau. 17 people were hurt, and so far 10 people were arrested with 9 guns recovered. What? Yeah, so be sure and stay cool and stay safe this weekend. Here we're over at the Volcano Dash time-lapse channel, and we're looking at Volcano de Fuego in Guatemala, which is in Central America if you're really, really bad at geography. It had a few major multiple eruptions last night, and with Earth coming around to the gas giants like Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune, and Jupiter now in Aries, we're definitely on the lookout for more earthquakes and volcano activity over the next year, absolutely, without a doubt. And so, buckle up, because these crazy days are going to get crazier. Although I do think on some levels it'll calm down after the eclipse, but not on volcano and earthquake levels, if you know what I mean. I'm just shooting you straight, because that is what I do as your planetary defense commander. Because you guys have been so amazingly, tremendously awesome to me over the years. I try to return the favor, yo. All right, but yeah, you can see that there were multiple pretty decent eruptions last night coming from the central of the USA. And remember, that's about the area where the hurricane would be forming exactly 5 days after the eclipse. And we have a rule here at THORnews: 5 days after an eclipse, you look out for a giant storm or a hurricane. Putin warns Finland again over joining NATO as Russia cuts off electricity to Finland. And this is like the 80th day of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. So it's like 80 days of Putin threatening to start World War III and total nuclear holocaust for the world, which is just really strange. And yes, I absolutely stand with Ukraine, the country getting invaded, who's been hit by thousands of missiles in the last 80 days, without a doubt. And David Lutter says, one anti-Semitic trope too far. Israel has now agreed to equip Ukraine with the Blue Spear system, missile system, through Estonia. And I don't know if you know this, but drones and Ukraine's anti-aircraft and laws are really making a big difference. But here, David Lutter says this is like the end of World War II, when everyone started getting into the pool to defeat Germany. And here he says, Russia's invasion is collapsing harder than the Mets in September. Yeah, these are super crazy days. You got super heat waves hitting India and Pakistan. Lots of things are exploding or catching on fire. Shout out to the Houston firefighters who were working tirelessly last night as a large building fire near North Freeway and Greens Road in Houston. And as I mentioned, Pakistan and India, I think this is day 7 or 10, where they've been hit with like 120 to 122 degree temperatures. It hit 51 Celsius in Jacobabad yesterday. So yeah, dude, buckle up and do your best to stay cool if you can. And a lot of the New Mexico and some now California wildfires sure look like volcanoes. Then, I don't know if you heard, but we had 6 power plants go offline here in Texas, and our Governor Abbott and ERCOT is asking everybody to conserve energy. And they've asked you not to turn your air conditioner down below 78 degrees during peak heat hours, which I think is like noon to 5 or something. But yeah, that's weird in the modern age. And remember, in an oil and war economy, pretty much our entire economy is built on not solving electricity and petroleum problems, meaning coming up with like energy solutions of the future, and somehow always having a perpetual state of war. So it's like we're still stuck in the 80s or the late 1800s, depending on how you want to look at it. Bring that tweet back. Hey, let's go back 4 years when I was still your planetary defense commander. I mean, I am now. Trump was president, and I was saying, hey, everybody, blaming a single politician or political party for the state of the world today is infantile and self-serving. And so as I've been planetary defense commander under Obama, under Trump, and now under Biden, and it's basically been my policy to not criticize the president until it really, 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 really felt necessary. Like, I didn't really come out and start bitching about Trump until he started saying the virus was just going to go away. And I mean, after the Paradise Fire, when he was like, it's all that this, while people were dying and burning, he was like, it's all the fault of forest management while the people were dying. Anyway, so, you know, I know a lot of people like to just blame the president. If that makes you feel better, by all means do it. But I'm just saying, you got to understand, as planetary defense commander, I work with whatever team I'm given, and I do my best regardless. And I never expect any president to be the greatest human being ever, because a lot of times the best men don't end up the president. You know what I'm saying? And I don't necessarily like need to have some type other than Jesus Christ. I don't need other saviors. You know what I'm saying? And May 28th, 2018. Let me remind you, if your politicians were actually allowed to do a good job, we would have replaced the energy grid 10 to 20 years ago. All right. I do the best I can with the tools I have and the place I am. And we knew that this whole time period was going to be super, super duper rough. And pandemics are never easy. Capiche? Oh, and stable coins kind of continue to melt down. And there's a lot of weird spaces in the crypto area. As I've said, Saturn's all alone in Aquarius. So I would watch out for the crypto space until spring of 2023. We've been seeing a lot of alien ships hovering around, probably doing their best to help prevent World War III. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean alien ships. I meant lenticular clouds. And remember, in spring of 2020, Elon Musk was like, the virus is just going to disappear by April. And then in spring of 2021, Elon Musk was like, everyone should buy Bitcoin and Doge. And now in spring of 2022, Elon was like, I'm going to buy Twitter. Although he said he's putting that deal on hold. All right, so everybody stay cool. I'm going to do what I do, and you do what you do, and play defense, and make good choices, and know that this energy shall pass, and we do believe better days are ahead. And also, you know, my 92-year-old super sweet, awesome neighbor Rose died when they shut our power off in the winter storm of 2021. And so that was the point where I was like, I really don't like Governor Abbott. And so, I don't know. Now, he's like, hey, we're working on it. All right. But yeah, you guys are just super duper awesome, incredible, fantastic. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for all the love and support through all the years. And, you know, definitely since the pandemic. And it always feels weird to say this, but I do love my job. Ain't nobody do it like I do. And hey, when I started doing this, there were very few people in the Earth and space weather game. There was like a handful of us. And it's not like I hold Governor Abbott completely responsible for the power grid problems because I'm smarter than that. But since like the middle of 2022, his personality totally changed and he just became a total dick. You know, Texas is supposed to be cool. We are the friendship state. Hey, did I mention, yeah, upper Northeast this weekend, you guys will be getting storms. And hey, remember how I was like, man, I sure miss rock and roll. And then like a year ago, 18-year-old Olivia Rodrigo burst onto the scene doing like girl rock and roll songs. And they were awesome. Anyway, I really, really wanted to see her in concert in Houston. This is her last night in Austin. She looks really happy. I don't know if I like the songs Deja Vu, Good For You, and Brutal. California Wildfire. Alien ships. Lenticular clouds. Superheat. All right. Stay cool. Shields up. Pray for peace and no hurricanes. And super duper absolute thank you to Asteroid Fight Club. You guys are amazing. I'm now within $686 of hitting my May THORnews fundraiser. For a while there, it was like I never had more than $20 for like 10 days. Which is always really close to the edge for me. But now I have a little more. So I have a little breathing room. Thank you all so much. But if you'd like to contribute, I got a mailbox, a PayPal, a Venmo, CashApp, Patron. Nothing but love for y'all. I promise to give y'all my all, like I always do. But please, let me say absolute thank you to Ralph, Jesus Loves Gays on Facebook, Michelle, Mary, Caris Cellophane, James, Christine, Stephanie, Frisk Risk, John, Tyler, the Texas Angel, Patricia, Alexis, Lauren, Barbara, Glenda, Arnica, Light Soul, Dan, Marlita, Brian, Ann, Max, Teresa, Ricks, and 1988. Have a good weekend. It's going to be crazy probably for the next 24, 48 hours. And, you know, probably even the rest of 2022. But there will be good moments, so hang in there. Don't lose hope. God bless everyone.